Hi, it's Mild Redskin, song Birdsong, Evangeline, Einstein. I did a video earlier where I talked about when I was 9 years old, I asked God to not destroy the world until I proved to him that there were so many good people here that he didn't want to destroy the world. Because the publicity, when you see the television set or the movies or the magazines, you see evil, dirty, nasty, foul people. And so that's what happened. So now we had a judgment day about a week ago. I did some report of it. These are some notes I took from it. I did a report of the judgment day, and we have the verdict. I was awarded the opportunity for my heart to rule the world. And the people who will officiate are, let's see, the father is the sun in the sky, Gurinder Singh G., who was Payne Whitney, an industrialist, philanthropist, capitalist. He was many people. He was also Barry White, and he's from the ocean of light, which is in the heavens, and it is bliss, total bliss. The good versus evil that goes on, the good are the people who are willing to stay on the earth in the physical, like the Son wanted us to, because he wanted a physicalized heaven. And the evil people are those people who are trying to sneak back into the ocean of light by manipulating things. So that's the battle that goes on. Gurinder Singh initiated some people. They all did. These are all Jesus Christ forms. Jesus Christ has always been on the earth. If he wasn't on the earth, we would have burned ourselves up. Okay, so he's always been here in different forms. These are mystics. They don't let you know. They're secretive. And meanwhile, they're vibrating good things that go on in the world. Okay, so where's my point? My point is, so the mystics initiate people onto the path of the masters. These are called the masters, and their path is to go back to the ocean of bliss, the ocean of light. So the people who are supposed to go back are called satsangis. See satsangis? Okay? Well, they won't be going back because they mistreated the son's, daughter. Michelle Birdsong, that's me, Evangeline Einstein. I was being tested, and I had to go to this meeting in North Carolina, and I'll try to speed this up. And they mistreated me, they ignored me, all they had to do, because all I wanted at going to North Carolina was a hug from Babaji. I wanted a hug. We had a wonderful relationship about a year, and I would talk to his picture, and he'd do supernatural things for me, and it was a wonderful relationship. So we wanted to see each other in the physical. Okay, so he works through people. Everybody knows what they call God is a higher power, which I just call the greatest good. The greatest good, everybody knows, works through people, because he's a spirit. Okay, but in this case, they took a physical form. They took physical forms, okay. So all they had to do in North Carolina was create an atmosphere for him to be able to hug me, which was for them to hug me, because he's a mirror of them. He's not there to impose his will on anybody. So all they had to do was hug. Somebody had to give me a hug. Or maybe a kind word even would have been nice. Okay, so no hugs. Okay, they didn't even look at me. I've been on this path since 1970. I knew all of them. Since then, Fountain Jones Jr., Manera Smith, Linda Zitelli, found his wife Karen. I didn't see that many people that I knew because most of the people are Indians on the path. But I got nothing. I wasn't expecting anything. I didn't know that was a test. So what he wanted to happen was for Manera to tell me to go to the front so he could be close to me. And when somebody gave me a hug, he could give me a hug. Because that's what I wanted. So she told Nancy, the girl sitting beside me, that they said the people who came on the bus could sit in the front. If we came on the bus, we could sit in the front. But she didn't look at me. So I certainly didn't know Baba G was sending me a message through her. I had not a clue. But that's what was going on. So then when he started South Song, he said, "You missed your chance." And I got really scared because I knew he was talking to me. And what he was saying was, "You missed your chance to sit up front. I was going to give you the hug that you came for." Okay, so, but I didn't know that then. All right, so that's what happened. So what happened was, he was there on the screen because he was so far away in the physical. I could only see him on the screen, but there's no vibration in the screen. So I saw these eyes come at him, and I said, "What is that? Supernatural things going on here. What is that?" So then he told me later they were my eyes, that he pulled my eyes to his eyes so he could marry me and impregnate me. That's the best he could do. And even that was risky because, it was it was unnatural. So, the masters like to be natural. But he had to do it that way because Manera wasn't warm to me, and they didn't make me feel welcome and worthy. See, we get our sense of worth from the way we're treated, and they treated me like dirt. So I felt I like a homeless, toothless, rejected person, which is what I was, according to the way I was treated. So what happened was Gurinder Singh got so mad at the way they treated me, because the Bible says, the what you do to the least of us, you do to me. So that's because he was projected inside of me by my pineal gland. So everything I feel, he feels. So he felt treated like dirt, humiliated, and rejected. And it made him sick to his stomach because he's been devoting himself to these people like a horse galloping from North Carolina to Haynes Park to New Jersey to California, so they could have darshan, because when you look at the perfect master, you feel bliss, you feel darshan, you feel high. And that was his reward, to be made to feel like dirt, because I was his guinea pig. I was supposed to be the first female form of Jesus Christ. So that's what I've been all my life, but I didn't know that. So all I did was get the suffering. I didn't receive the pleasure, the reward for being a martyr, a masochist even, a master kiss. So it was an imbalance, He couldn't deal with it, and he's leaving. I expect to hear he died any day now, because he's going back to the ocean of light alone, because he can't take these people with him, the satsangis, because they think of him as dirt, or they made him feel like dirt, and he can't get over that because you see on balance how much good he did. 40 years, however long he's been doing this, racing around, and before that he was in different forms singing to his love, Eve, the moon, me, to generate vibrations of love into the atmosphere. As, let's see, can I remember Nat King Cole, he sang the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, man, da 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 da. Oh, it was just a cold and lonely work of art. He sang that. And then he was Frank Zappa. He tried to wake up people being weird by being weird. He tried to wake up people to be happy and love one another in the form of Dean Martin. Amor, he sang, Amore, da da, da 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 da. And then he said, fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what love is like on Jupiter and Mars. Oh, I'm out of tune and everything, but you get my point. So he's just been bending over backwards, taking all these different births as what's his name? When a man loves a woman, singing his heart out as a projection of his name is and he sings What Am I Supposed to Do Without You, Michael Bolton, and Vandross, he was him, Luther Vandross, I think, yeah. So I'm saying he's been working like crazy all the time, traveling around, like I said, galloping like a horse, a higher power, spreading love by singing to his love and longing for his love, because he wanted to see her. It was real. It was, he wasn't singing bullshit. That's why people felt him. So then, for the final day after Judgment Day, for the finals, the satsangis were supposed to, make it so he could reunite with his love at long last, billions of years. And it didn't happen because they made her feel like dirt. And they made him feel like dirt. And dirt can't kiss. And dirt can't hug. So there was no human. They didn't feel like human beings. So they couldn't relate. The best he could do, he touched a satsangi, tickle a satsangi's arm, That's an indirect way of her to feel touch. Me, I was sitting there, So since the satsangis did that to him, he's going to close up the ocean of light and not take anybody else in. So whether they like it or not, they're going to have to stay here on this earth in the physical. They can't go back to the ocean of light. And they can't die because we ended death. Cause we were giving them boons, ended pain, and this is a way so you don't have to feel pain. And that's what happened. Okay, so I'm just telling you. I told you the people that ruined Daffy. I was in Jersey. He didn't look at me. I've known him 40 years. You understand? They were snobs. They snubbed me like anybody else. They're supposed to be special people. These people, satsangis, are supposed to be the most loving people in the world. So that's why they deserve bliss. Okay, these people don't deserve bliss. They made the highest good feel, love feel unworthy. After all that, she's still unworthy. What does it take to win the love, That's a question Michael Bublé, the ape that started creation, asked when he was Sam Cooke. Okay, let me tell you who else, the hierarchy. So you know what happened. These people blew it. Nobody's going back to any ocean of light. You can stop the manipulations. You're not going anywhere. People who don't want to be here. People who are too lazy to make effort to enjoy life. You're going to have to stay here anyway. Because Manera, Nancy Bush, Gross, and all these, Fountain Jones Jr., they all ruined it for you. Okay? He tried. He was going to take you back to the ocean of light, and you failed the final exam, which was to show love to his love, so she would feel worthy, come near him, and he could give her the hug and the kiss, and they go back to the ocean of light. And then all the people who want to go back on the path, who wanted to go back to the ocean of light, could join them. It's not going to happen. He's going alone. She's staying here. He's giving her all kind of power and love, so she'll have fun. He wants her to have fun here because she has loves here. She has attachments here. And he's glad. He's a son. He doesn't want to just be up there shining with no result. If he can know that on the earth his children are, and his wife, because he married me that night, are having fun and are happy, then he's going to feel rewarded for lighting the world, because that's why he lights the world, because his daughter's here. Okay, so you understand? And she's the moon and Venus. Okay, so here we go. The farther love is the sun in the sky, Govinda Singh Ji for now, because he's going to be leaving soon. He was playing Whitney, The Ocean of Light, which is truth. His wife, Michelle Birdsong, Good Wife. Okay. Evangeline Einstein is also Michelle Birdsong name. Our children are the birds. And I saw Phil Robinson shooting birds and wisecracking about them. Is he crazy? What kind of callous individual shoots the heads off of tiny, harmless creatures who tweet to give sound to the world, free sound to the world? And what they're doing, they were doing all these years was planning this earth. The way, the blessings that we're receiving, the birds planned it. Up there tweeting. What is that? Somebody's calling me. I don't know who that is. Oh boy. Okay, so who else we got here? The daughter of the sun, the moon. That's Michelle Birdsong. That's me. The grandson of the sun, sing birdsong. Good. That means good. The G for good. Good her. And they're talking about Evangeline, Michelle Birdsong again. Good, her, and divine source, ordered, fit this. Is that hiss? Fit this hiss. Yeah. Like a kiss. Okay, so that's sing. And sing gets voted in as the king of the world, inherited from his grandfather, energy power. The energy power. That Singh is the grandson of the sun. Okay, he's the son of the daughter of the sun, the moon. He's my son, in other words. Okay, I'm just telling you different ways to understand what I'm saying. I'm saying the same thing in different ways. Okay, now what do we got? We got the son of bird. First word was, will you marry me? James Golden. No, will you marry me? Golden Daffodil. The song is My Secret Love. Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. All too soon my secret love became impatient to be free. So I shouted from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil. At last, my heart's an open door, and my secret love's no secret anymore. My secret love, Tony Robinson wins the cake. You see, all these people, he's got his eyes shut. How could you win a girl with the eyes shut? He's got tracks on his arm tattooed to prove he's been tracking her. That's Gorinda saying, look how sad he looks. How dare you make him feel sad after all the work he's done. And that's Edwin Birdsong. I was married to him. Of course, he betrayed me so much I almost died. Gorinda Singh resigned. He was a king. He abdicated the throne when he heard that one. He didn't want to serve anyone. So in other words, they've been mistreating the saints so much that you're not going to have any leaders. You aren't going to have any light. He's thinking of having this kingdom go to England, where they know how to treat royalty, because this is a holy royal family. And so and this he was the Buddha. Look at the light he gave the world. Let's see you wear the hair on top of their heads. I was a saber-toothed tiger once. So that's what happened. They took me back to my past lives, where I found my past loves and renewed the attachment. When it was Jimi Hendrix sing, I don't have a picture of Sing Birdsong, the new king of the world, but that's Sing Birdsong when it was Jimi Hendrix. He did everything possible to wake up people. He burned his guitar. He played his guitar so well. He was considered the best instrumentalist in the history of rock music. He dressed up like an Indian. Birdsong is an Indian name. He played his guitar behind his head. He jumped on airplanes. He was a vet. I'm telling you, he did everything he could. Sing Birdsong. Jimi Hendrix did everything he could to wake people up. And that's why he's been rewarded, because he woke up a lot of people. A lot of people started thinking about the higher power is a horse. They started thinking about metaphysical things, something other than, did I pay the electric bill? Okay. What else we got here? So anyway, Tony Robbins, the son of the bird, the first word. Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. So the king is black. Actually, he's mild red. He's not black, he's not white, but he's mild red. That's one of my names, is mild red songbird. And Sing is mild red. The new king of the world is mild red. Okay, will you marry me? I'm a golden daffodil. And she says, yes, my prince. Okay, now that is the end of Rocky. You see when Rocky runs up those stairs, having gone the distance with Apollo, that's the end. That's how Tony Robbins, his name is Robbins. He is the son of Robin, but it's not Robin. It should be Robbins. And also, it's the end of Pursuit of Happiness, when Will Smith, who was one of the original members of the first family, he was Seth, and Gorinda Singh was Cain. So this victory scene in the Pursuit of Happiness is the way Tony Robbins felt when he was told that he wins the gold. Okay, the gold was the daughter of the sun. Okay, because she is full of light, and she's going to be a delight for him, because people have been looking for their families to spend eternity with, and he gets to spend eternity with the most, with a flower, the sweetest and loveliest companion of all. So, and she's creativity, she's music. I mean, she has a lot to offer him. Okay, and Golden Daffodil, James Golden, is this that songy? He wasn't there, but he helped me when I was, what does this say? Is I Saint Energy. Oh, sister. C-I-S-T for Saint Energy Her. So they're just talking about, Michelle Birdsong is a saint, yeah. It's not Illuminati that willed the power. It's the luminaries. The moon and sun are luminaries. They will the power. Okay, so that's Sing Birdsong and Michelle Birdsong will be willing the power. Okay, luminaries, Aries. She's in Aries. Saris. Saris, they wear the wardrobe of the women in India, the best in the world, saris. No matter what age you are, you look beautiful in a sari. Okay, sari. The Sasangi to sari, they messed up and got the ocean of light closed on the world. So nobody can enter it. Sari, Albert Einstein, her, I. Albert Einstein has been secretly planning this world revolution, and Albert Einstein is Michelle Birdsong. Gurinder Singh was an architect that commissioned. Actually, I volunteered for the job, but he's been using me on my heart to create this creation, the new one, the new world order for eternity. We've mapped it out. Okay, and it's going to be fun. Okay, what else do I have here? Talk and share. This is a cure for madness, crazy insanity, because I was Sigmund Freud, and I'm experienced with the logic of the psyche. I was Carl Jung. I was Jung. No, not Carl Jung. Carl Jung was Jordan Peterson. I was Carl Jung's wife, as well as his sister. And I was Fitzgerald, the German psychiatrist. So that's what we got down. It's the science of emotion. You can control your emotion with talk and share. You don't have to be a raving maniac for eternity. Okay, Albert Einstein. And Albert Victory, navel. Albert Victory, energy will. They put energy into my will. Okay, where there's the will, there's the way, but you gotta have energy to display it. In Avenue, energy will. Okay, so I have energy in my will to rule. Okay, what else? Donnie and Will Wright were the gatekeepers of heaven. That was my aunt and my uncle by marriage. This is now Sing Birdsong, Jimi Hendrix. Okay, he was the gatekeeper of heaven. He made me want to be Jesus Christ because he loved Jesus Christ, and I wanted him to love me. And he did love me. I just wanted to make sure he continued to love me by being the best person in the world. Jesus Christ is the best person in the world. Will Wright was Jesus Christ at that time. Yeah. I wrote 5 feet 5 with chocolate skin, the beauty of less loving men. He gave whatever he could to whomever he saw needed help. He gave of himself. He gave to us all, lastly himself. Brother Wright, so dutiful and so nice. Brother Wright. That's what I wrote a song about him. I'm going to do a musical because Gurinder Singh told me to do a musical, so I'm going to do it. And the songs are coming to me now that I've gotten a lot of the clutter out of my head. I had to examine my head, everything that came to mind. You have no idea the work I've been doing. It's the thing about the saints, they do all this work and the people don't appreciate them. They snub them, they mock them like they mocked Mr. Rogers. This is Seth Ranziger. He's a saint. He was Mr. Rogers. He founded the Dara where the satsangis used to go to meet the masters. And the Dara was haunted with demons and things, and he sat there meditating alone for 17 years to clear it up so people could come. He sat inside my pineal gland for 65 years, guiding me, waiting for me to lose my fear of spirits, to talk to him so he could help me. You know, you don't know what sacrifice is until you hear the stories of the saints. I mean, these people, they do unfathomable, painful things, you know. Einstein's theory of relativity is just its first black hole test. I saw that on Google after I wrote this. Okay. This Johnny was a missionary, and Brother Wright was Wilbur Wright, Orville's brother, who invented aviation. Orville Wright is here at the St. Francis residence. This is like Wizard of Oz time over here, where I'm discovering all these talents people have. They've been beaten down in life and didn't even know they had any talents or any worth. And I'm giving them back their power and awareness. Sing Birdsong, King Arthur, Knights in Shining Armor, James Golden, Kevin Trudeau, Lieutenant Colonel Alan Good West. Who's that? Kyle Cashno, who was JFK shaking Vice President Pence's hand. Vice President Pence was a saint. Rex Jones, Alex Jones' son, is a knight. William, I don't know his last name, he was Popeye. He's a knight. And these are the Holy Royal family members, I'm telling you. Mr. Roger Sethwin. Okay, so that's all for now. What can I tell you? Wake up, start living, stay alert, pay attention, heed. Bye.